Hi, I'm Laura, and I've been a member of St. Thomas Aquinas for about 11 years now. I just wanted to share an experience that I had of God in my life the other day. So typically, Fridays are my favorite days at work. Not only is it the day right before the weekend, but it's also usually the day that I don't have as many meetings. So that means I'm able to get through a lot of emails, clean out my inbox, get a lot of work done, and really go into the weekend thinking everything's in the right spot and kind of ready to be let go for the weekend. So about 2 months ago, I had a Friday that I was expecting it to be just like that. But that's not what happened. I had a lot of last minute meetings that got scheduled. I had a rough conversation with a coworker, and we found a big issue at 3 p.m. on a Friday that needed to be resolved right away. So that ended up being a meeting that went until 6 p.m. So my day ended up being 10 hours long. My inbox was more full at the end of the day than when I started. So not what I expected at all. And generally that would make me frustrated. I would be upset that people had, changed my plans, that I wasn't able to get done everything that I wanted to get done. And so I'd want to go home and just pout or to get mad and to be by myself, push everyone away, and just kind of be alone to be able to get through that emotion. But this day was different. So instead of getting frustrated throughout the day, I actually had this grace from God to be able to get through it without that emotion. I was planning to go to adoration that night. I usually go on the first Friday of the month, and since it was First Friday, that was my plan. And so throughout the day, every time something went wrong, my response was, you know what, it's okay, because tonight I get to see Jesus. And it wasn't something I was forcing. It wasn't something that I was trying to get myself through the day. It was a grace that I just had that perspective of it doesn't matter because I get to spend time with God. And so throughout the day, I wasn't frustrated. I went through everything that needed to be done. I got to the end of my day. Usually my brain would be fried by the end of the day. 10 hours of work is just a long time for me to handle. But my brain was good. It was fine. I got to adoration and it was nice and quiet. And I sat down and I started journaling. And the words just flowed. I had such peace being in that quiet church and knowing that Jesus was present in front of me, but also within me, that God was kind of writing with me as I was journaling. And I was reflecting on the year of 2020, and of course, nothing went as planned this year. But I made a lot of strides in my spiritual growth throughout the year, and it was because of the hardships that I was able to grow. So I was reflecting on the different ways that I'd seen God throughout the year, and just being grateful for everything that had gone on this year that I was able to see God's presence in. So that day, even though things didn't go as planned, it was a beautiful day for me. It was something that I cherished. I was very excited about. But it didn't end there. So the next week I had my small group, and this was the first time we were meeting. So some of the girls I already knew and some I'd never met before. And so I told the story. And one of the girls, after I said my story, she said, you really inspired me. Sometimes by the end of the day, I don't want to go to mass because I've had such a rough day that I need to go home and, pout in a sense, just like I felt I needed to as well. But she said, you know what? That's not the attitude I want to have. I want to say, I get to go see Jesus tonight. So it was a beautiful thing for her to be inspired by what I had said. And it was an extra grace from God that I was able to inspire her. And through that, it also inspired me that I had more hope and more understanding that God was present with me because of her reaction. So I also have used that experience myself to help me to remember God's presence with me. The last month has been really rough at work. There's just a lot of chaos going on right now. So it's a pretty stressful environment. But because of that story and other things that God's done to show me that He's present in my life, I've been able to use that memory and other memories to really get through the rough times. So I now share this story with you. I hope you find it inspiring as well. And I hope to hear more stories from other people.